Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Brunson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast. What's up with you, buddy?
Man, long week this week, man. But you know what I'm saying? In the personal life and on the podcast, man. You know, this is the fourth pod this week. You know what I'm saying? I've been putting in that work. But man, I'm excited about this one, man. I mean, we closing a chapter for 2021, but you know what I'm saying? It was fun doing this. But man, how about yourself, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. You know what I'm saying? Just been working for real, working and working out. I ain't been doing too much, man. Trying to stay out the way.
That's what I try to do the same thing, man. It's like I just try to stay clear, man, and just because I feel like, man, as far as like me and you and like the dudes that's on the team and shit, man, it's like I got this tunnel vision, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like once I get on my shit, man, it ain't even really about friends, it ain't really about hanging out, family members and shit. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously I gotta work to take care of my family and everything, and my kids and all. But it's just like as far as like what we doing, man, I be having this tunnel vision, man. And it just like that's why I've been working, man. That's why I've been working as hard as I've been working, man. So
I feel you.
It's yeah, man. But it was something I meant to tell you, but I'll tell you later. You know what I'm saying? We live right now.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? We doing this thing, man. So this is the, I believe, 10th.
Actually, it's the 9th, which is weird. I feel like we've done more, but like,
we did a scary movie before this.
But you know what it was? Did we? I don't remember if we included Halloween Kills in this because it was a bonus episode.
We did a bonus episode of Halloween Kills, and on top of that, I think before that we did Evil Dead.
I thought Evil Dead was the first one. Look, man, we be pie, man.
I don't know. I thought
I don't even remember.
We did a horror movie or something like that before we even started this.
No, I remember what it was because for some odd reason you said the same thing before, and what we did before we started was Butterfly Effect.
Butterfly. Okay, so that's what got me thinking. And I about to say we did something in that area.
Yeah, but Butterfly Effect was.
It ain't really horror. It's more like thriller. Still, like it got that.
Yeah, they got that suspense to it.
Yeah,
man. So yeah, man, this is actually on the 9th one, which I felt like it would have been more, but I don't know.
Well, man, listen, man, we are on the 9th and final installment of the Viewers Anonymous Fright Fest. So instead of bringing you a movie today, we figured we send some flowers out, man, and give give some kudos and praise to a horror movie legend, a horror movie icon. I don't even know what other word, a horror movie GOAT for real. I think this dude he's solidified in the horror genre. Today we're gonna go ahead and give flowers to the one and only man, Wes Craven. Real quick, I want to send a shout out to Wes Craven because I finally.
Hold on.
What's up?
Down, my guy. Hold on, man. You my guy. I hate to do this to you, man, but you forgot about what we watching, man.
Oh damn, I did. I'm so excited to tell what I found out, but you're right. Because I'm excited about this, man. I can't believe what I found out, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, let's get into what we watching. My fault, bro. What we watching? All right, man. So real quick, what we watching is basically a little appetizer, you know what I'm saying, for the main course of what we usually do. It's just something that we can give the when I say viewers, the listeners, something else, you know what I'm saying, to grasp on too, because you know we usually only do one movie or one TV show per episode. So this is our way of kind of you know what I'm saying, giving you guys something else to, you know what I'm saying, get hip to, or you know what I'm saying, go back and watch. So what you got, bro?
All right, so it's been going on for a while, but I didn't watch. Well, actually, I did. I was about to lie. I seen 2 episodes of some that was earlier, but Netflix got this thing going on called The Movies That Made Us.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I watched the Dirty Dancing one. I watched Home Alone, but like they got a horror thing going on for October. So I watched Halloween. I watched the Friday the 13th one, and I watched the Nightmare on Elm Street one. Man, the information and the detail that these people go to, like the interviews of the people that they have on these shows, like they have some of the directors, they have people that was writing, they have the people that was doing lighting, makeup, all that stuff. So they're able to give us these stories behind the scene and how things even came about. So I got one that I got to say this. I got to put this on wax, man, for the people that haven't seen it, right? So you know, everybody know that I'm a huge Halloween savant. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like my favorite franchise. I found out something I had no idea about, my guy.
Okay.
So I'm watching this shit. It's the first episode of this season, well, this installment of it. So I'm watching this shit. So they were like, all right. So in the script, like they named him like he like they didn't give him a name. It was some shit like the Shadow or some shit like that. So they was like, all right, so we need to figure out, like, we want to give this person like a mask. So they was like, all right, so what we're gonna do about masks? So they sent somebody out, and like, so they get 2 masks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get one mask as the clown mask. They tried it, they shot it. It's like, this don't look right. We gotta do something else. The other mask, you're just not gonna believe this shit, dude. So, do you remember who played Captain Kirk in the original Star Trek?
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name though.
William Shatner, right?
Yeah, William Shatner. That's his name. I'm thinking of what's the bald dude that played in Deep Space Nine? Or was it Deep Space Nine? Patrick
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. I'm thinking of Patrick Stewart. Go ahead though.
So, dude. So back in the day, back in the 70s, they had a mask for Captain Kirk. Dude, let me tell you what they did. So that was the other mask. They had a clown mask and a mask of Captain Kirk. So this is what they do. They cut the eyes out to make the eyes a little bigger. They cut the eyebrows off and painted it white. Did you have any idea that the whole time Michael Myers is wearing a William Shatner face?
I have no idea. I didn't even know they made a William Shatner mask. That's more surprising to me.
Dude, I'm sitting here I'm amazed at this point. Like, are you kidding me? It's William Shatner of all people.
So William Shatner been Michael Myers this whole time.
This whole time.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But this is the thing, and they talked about this, and I'm glad they addressed this. And I'm gonna move y'all, I swear. The only thing that was crazy about it, and I wonder why it was always different. So the dude customized the mask himself, because like it was, a white person's complexion, but he spray painted all white, and like he cut eyebrows out, made the eye thing a little bigger. But because you remember that movie was a low budget movie, they only had 300,000. So they did a lot of shit themselves. They stopped selling that William Shatner mask, and that's why when you look at all the movies,
that's why the
masks are always different. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
They don't make them no more. So, dude, I thought that shit was so funny because I was like, "Yo, there's been some trash masks for Michael Myers."
Yes, Remember, we posted it up on the. I think we posted on the Viewers Anonymous page with the different. Every year he had the weird mask, and I think it was what, like 90. Was it 92 and like 2002 or something, where they drew the eyebrows on them?
Oh
That
yeah,
shit look crazy, bro. That shit look wild.
yeah, man. So that's what it was. So I learned a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and like I said, they did one on Nightmare on Elm Street. So when we get to that point of the podcast, man, I learned some new shit about that as well. So that's what I've been watching, man. I've been watching the movies that made us on Netflix.
That's what's up, bro. So me, man, listen, I am super excited about this actually because I have been fucking waiting for this to come out. I don't know how long, but season 11 of Curb Your Enthusiasm has been released. Episode 1 came out last Sunday. I watched it. Straight comedy as usual. Larry David, he did it again. I'm not sure if this is the last season, but let me tell you something, man. If you want to get a good laugh, Curb Your Enthusiasm is the one. It's everything about it is genius. It got comedy from everywhere, from every culture, from every race. It's nonstop laughs. I understand why people love Seinfeld so much. So for Larry David to be as good as he was, just writing and directing and creating being the co-creator of Seinfeld, and then to turn around and take that and basically ramp it up into his own show and make that funny as well, like that just lets you know how great Larry David is. Like for him to have 2 classics under his belt the way he does. And I mean, like, I'm not talking about just like classics. I mean, like knockout classics. Like if you know how they do like the top 10 dunks of all time,
Yeah,
like he would be on that list twice. That's how good these joints are. He would be on that list twice. Everybody knows Seinfeld. Seinfeld is a genius show. But Curb Your Enthusiasm is on that same plane, and it's out on HBO Max. See, the first episode is out. Second episode comes out this Sunday. I'm excited about it. Also, Insecure is back out as well. The last and final season. And Issa Rae, another genius, man. She doing her thing.
I just want to say I did watch that first episode, Insecure. So you know what I'm saying, good start.
Did you like it?
Yeah, like I've been hearing people talking about this. I mean, look, I'm not in that world, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, the AKA thing, some people are upset about that, which I didn't understand. But then I heard it broke down from a different perspective, and it's like, okay, I still don't get it. Like,
well, the thing about the Divine Nine, and anybody that don't know what the Divine Nine is, those are those are the black sororities and fraternities. I think I said sororities and fraternities. So about those, it's real coveted amongst, you know what I'm saying, HBCUs and basically just, you know what I'm saying, like black culture. And so if anybody had watched the show from its inception, I think in like somewhere in season 1, they were talking about how Molly and I forgot, it's not Kelly. I forgot what Amanda Seals' character's name is, but basically those two are AKAs. They mentioned it, you know what I'm saying? They mentioned it a bunch of times. They talk about it throughout the, you know what I'm saying, show. So I guess the beef was because, you know what I'm saying, they were wearing the colors and I guess kind of wearing the symbol or the letters or whatever. Well, my thing is that knowing a little bit about frats and sororities, you have to license that has to be licensed. Like you can't just use that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a bunch of different movies and everything else that have either had to create a fake fraternity or, you know what I'm saying, get the, you know what I'm saying, the permission basically to, you know, use the real ones. And so for the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I guess they're not actually a part of the sorority. So, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of people got up in arms about it. But my thing is that they licensed it out. So, I mean, they had to have permission to use it because if not, they could be sued. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that it should be taken up with the actual the heads of the sorority, not so much the people of the show. But you know what I'm saying? People want to be outraged or something, man.
Yeah, dude. People are saying that Michael Myers is homophobic now
Oh, talk to me about this. How?
because of how he killed Little John and Big John.
That's funny.
Dude,
So
I'm
because he
like,
killed two gay men, that he
dude, I am
well, he
so sick of
homophobic too, because he kills straight people all the time.
that's so I'm saying, dude, one movie got two groups outraged. They was outraged about the firefighters, and now they're
Thanks.
outraged saying that he
I got a question. This is totally off topic. So if you don't like gay people, you homophobic, right? And then if you don't like trans people, you transphobic. What happens when you don't like lesbians? What are you then?
That's tough because I don't know nobody who don't like lesbians.
That's my point, bro. That's my point. Nobody complains about lesbians. Nobody. I've never heard people complain about lesbians. I'm talking about like from all walks of life, and nobody has ever complained about lesbians.
I've never heard one complaint.
That's crazy. I was just thinking that just popped up in my mind. Like, damn, like what do you call people who hate lesbians? I thought about it like, well, who hates lesbians? I don't know, but nobody hates lesbians, man. Shout out to the lesbians.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm with them.
They doing it right, man. I swear I've never heard lesbians get attacked. None of that. I mean, you know, I've heard like comics make jokes about like I don't even think you can say studs anymore. Masculine lesbians. I guess I just say that to be safe. I've heard like jokes be made about like masculine lesbians, but I've never heard like any backlash or anything like that. Like nobody liking lesbians. Like even masculine lesbians, like they still get, you know what I'm saying, like praise and everything. I'd be jealous of the fucking way they dress too. They be styling on these motherfuckers, boy.
I'm telling you, they do it the best. But I gotta say it, man. Drake said it the best. Girls like girls where I'm from.
Apparently that's everywhere.
He said, I'm a lesbian too.
Yeah,
I was like, yo.
Let's be honest.
Drake is on time, yo. This month said, girls like girls where I'm from. You a lesbian and me too. I was like, but this dude, man, I'm telling you. Drake the man, man. He the man. But yeah, I watched first episode. I've been watching Insecure, man. You know, the whole time it's been on. You know what I'm saying? Got a little shocker at the end of it. I was about to say the wrong word because we don't say that word on here, but you know, the last time we seen Issa and Lawrence was cool. That was kind of rekindling the thing. And then the first episode, man, she's like, yeah, I'm like, man, listen, don't take this the wrong way. Listen, I love women, I love girls, I love them all, but man, listen, man, y'all be confusing, man. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what you want. Cause it's like, it seemed like she been wanting Lawrence back. And it's like, did she get him back? And now she's like, nah, you know what? Maybe you should go home. It's like what's going on? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I felt bad for Lawrence, man. I really did.
You know what? I do too, man, because it's like my guy done did everything in his power to make this woman happy. Okay? Like literally, he done did everything in his power to make this woman happy. And it just seemed like he just can't get a W, man.
I know, man. Lawrence take a lot of L's, man.
Well, lot of L's. He took it. I take that back. He did get a W in the first season when he snatched out a girl
at the bank.
Facts.
But then he get a girl, and then Issa and the girl become real tight. And then it's like once she found out that she was the ex, then it got weird. It was just like, damn, Lawrence. Yeah, of course. I mean, even if y'all kicked it off, it's like, yo, but we've been with the same dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know all the moves. Like, yeah. I don't think that'll be a good environment to be in. So
that's crazy.
But yeah, man, that's what's up, man. I will say this before we get started though. That show you talked about last week about the Superman, the Joker shit, and all that. Injustice. Yeah. Dude on my job, man. He was like, yo, boy, you seen Injustice? I was like, nah. He got to tell I was like, man, my homeboy just talked about that shit. I said, I'm gonna have to watch it, man.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. If you ever played the game, like I don't know if you play fighting games. Nah. If you ever played the game, and the storyline in the game is so fucking good. Like, I know, like, soon as I played it, that's the first thing I did was went to Twitter. Like, they need to make an Injustice movie. They tried to with the, like I said, they tried to with the Batman and versus Superman thing, because that was kind of like the concept of it, but it just, I don't know, bro. It wasn't the same. But I know when I seen the storyline on Injustice 1 and Injustice 2, I was like, yeah, we got to make this happen. We got to make this happen.
I'm gonna jump on it, man. I'm definitely gonna jump on it, man. If I can stop myself from watching The Sopranos, man, because The Sopranos heating up, man.
Man, I still ain't got into it, man. I got to get into it, man.
It's heating up, man. Now I know the episode I'm on now, man. Bokeem Woodbine in there, but I had no idea he was in The Sopranos.
Oh, Bokeem Woodbine and everything.
Yeah, everything, man. Whole legend out here, nobody talk about him.
Hey, man, look, it's some dudes that always get work. Bokeem Woodbine is definitely one of them. He done been in. His credits is crazy. Like, I remember watching something and he was a cop, and I was like, "What is this?" Like, like, why is Bokeem Woodbine in this? Like, but you know what I'm saying? Salute to him, man. He's one of the greats, bro. He's definitely getting work all the time, though, man. It's good to see him, though. He's a great actor. Yeah,
for sure, man. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, man. So now we can finally get into it.
You know man. Finish your point, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, you good. But I'm excited because, man, listen. Two things about Wes Craven. You know what I'm saying? Once again, giving him his flowers, bro. I didn't know he was born in August. You know what I'm saying? My man was born August 2nd. Shout out to the Leos. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. 3 days before me. Then, come to find out, my man from Cleveland. Oh, my goodness. He's a Buckeye. I didn't know.
Whoa, but that ain't Columbus. How you gonna say he a Buckeye?
Whoa, wait a minute. The Buckeye just ain't. See, this is what I be talking about, man. When I be having to talk to out-of-staters, y'all don't know nothing. Man, Ohio is the Buckeye state.
Listen, he might. Okay, but I was just saying he might be a Cleveland State fan.
That don't stop him from being a Buckeye. It's the Buckeye State, bro. That's why we're called the Ohio State Buckeyes, because it's the Buckeye State. That's what we do. Buckeyes are here in Ohio. Can't get them nowhere else.
Man, this guy with the D.
I don't know if that's a fact. Don't quote me on that. You might want to Google it, but I'm just gonna ride with that one. I ain't never heard nobody else have a Buckeye outside of Ohio, so we're gonna ride with that one.
Yeah, y'all might be the only ones, man. Y'all might be the only ones. Because I have not heard that anywhere else. But I mean, that ain't always something to be proud of, though. Because you know what I'm saying, don't nobody got the Sooner thing either. And we all know that's a racist term, but
oh yeah, that's different. No, Buckeyes is like it's a nut from a tree. So I'm cool with that. Yeah, we can ride with that one. And it's also a delicious treat of chocolate and peanut butter. If you ever had one, you'd love it.
Oh yeah, that's right down my field right there.
Yeah, I take a Buckeye over a Reese's any day.
All right, now you're going too far.
No, see, you ain't never had a Buckeye. That's what I'm telling you, man.
I mean, I haven't, but hey,
you gotta get you one, bro.
Hey, but I ride with Reese's, but I'm telling you,
but it's good to eat a Buckeye. You eat a Buckeye, you're like, God damn, I need more of these. I'm telling you.
All right, I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to try it one day.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man. He I seen it myself. You know. Also, I was about to say first and foremost, but we've been going for over 20 minutes. Yeah. But, you know, rest in peace to him as well, man. You know, we lost him in 2015. Mm-hmm. But he left a legacy behind. He left a great legacy behind, and a lot of films, man. He has a lot of credits, producing, writing, acting. But the one thing that I did want to say was something that I had absolutely no idea about. Well, the first thing that he have credit on is The Last House on the Left.
Yep.
And I've never seen the original, but I've seen the remake, which he was
a remake too.
He was a producer. Yeah, that shit was wild as fuck. Yeah. But he was a producer on it. But I will say the first one, it was a very low budget, and the graphics was terrible. It was so because they showed
it was 1972, man.
Yeah, and they showed like a clip of it, and it was like a hand or something that hit the ground. It was just like, dude, it looked
like a hand off a mannequin.
It was terrible. So after that, he did so I had no idea This dude did an X-rated film, man, called The Firework Woman, and he wrote it and directed it.
Wow.
And I had no idea this dude did a dirty movie.
Had to be in like the 70s or the 80s.
75.
Yeah, that was the time. That was the time everybody was kind of doing them joints.
Yeah, man, and I had no idea. And then they was talking about how his family was very religious. He came from, a family that was, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't approve of it. So what he did is he changed his name for that movie. It's like Abe Snake or something like that.
You know what? Pornos have the easiest name.
It was
ever.
Well, I might not be pronouncing it right. Is I don't know if he pronounced it AB Snake or something because it's ABE.
Yeah, that's Abe.
Yeah, and so the writing credits and everything is that name because he didn't want his parents to know that he had something to do with it. And he was in the movie, but he was in it for like a second, and he had on like a disguise and shit. I mean, he didn't fuck nobody, but like he was just like in it for a second, and then kind of like a cameo joint, and then they kept going. But I thought that shit was hilarious. I was like, yo, this motherfucker really changed his name.
Hey man,
so his parents wouldn't know that he had something to do with this dirty movie.
That's hilarious. It probably had a character in there with a chick named like Fuzzy Beaver or something like that. Maybe having some wild names.
Oh, well, hey, I was 75.
That's a lot of fuzz. That's what I'm saying. Fuzzy Beaver, bro.
A lot of fuzz, but
I'm telling you, bro.
I don't know if anybody's seen one of those old flicks, but I found one of my mama old ones back in the day, but
man, let me tell you something.
But
oh man, I know it. Afros everywhere.
Yeah. Literally everywhere.
Yeah. This is the most interesting thing that I've also found out about him. He has a lot of fucking remakes. That lets you know just how many classics he has. It goes from The Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, dude has, and it's a couple more, but dude has he has a lot of remakes.
Yeah, because the thing is, the writing that he had was very different, and he has an ability that I wish that I had, like to be able to have your dream and then wake up and write it and actually turn that shit into a film. I thought that was really dope about him. And I mean, I don't know how structured we're gonna be today, but like while we on this, so I was, I mentioned I watched the movies that made us joint, and I watched it on Nightmare on Elm Street. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Indonesia. I believe. But there was a thing going on in the early 80s, around 82, something like that. There were people that were actually dying in their dreams.
Oh, really?
Right? That's where he got the whole concept from. Like there was like studies, like people was going over there to see like what was going on with these people, because they was like, these people are dying, but they're dying in their sleep. And so then like they did this study, and they was like, yo, these people are obviously dreaming about something, and they're dying in their sleep from their dream.
Right.
So Wes Craven came up with the idea of like, yo, what if I make a horror movie about a guy that kills you in your sleep and you die in real life? That's where he got the idea from, was from these people. Like I said, I could be wrong. It could have been India. I forgot. I feel like it was Indonesia. But like, that's where he got the idea from Freddy. But the thing is, so check this out. The name Freddy Krueger was a dude that used to torment him when he was a kid. So he named the character Freddy Krueger from the dude that used to beat him up when he was a kid.
Oh, wow.
Man, that shit is crazy, man.
That's crazy, man. You know what, though? Like, because you just had brought up Freddy Krueger, but the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise and Wes Craven, just to give, like credit to his genius, not only were those some of the best horror movies, and of course, everybody knows Freddy is in the top 5 of slashers. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You got Jason, Mike Myers,
Mm-hmm.
Freddy Krueger, Chucky, and damn, who would you put as a fifth?
I mean, come on, man. I already did a list, man. Candyman.
You put Candyman in there? I was gonna say Leatherface.
If you want, I mean, it's slashing something.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, but man, the way that man, the way that hook go in your spine, boy, and go up, man. I'm
that's
telling you,
true,
man.
bro. But
But I
we'll talk.
mean,
We'll talk
yeah,
about that later. We'll get in
yeah,
that one
yeah.
later.
But yeah, I see where you going. But yeah, Freddie
Yeah,
was definitely in my top
like
three. I
yeah,
think
he
Freddie
made
was 3.
Freddy is iconic. But
Yeah.
if you go back, like, and if I don't know if you even remember during like Halloween, they used to have a 1-800 number you can call, and like Freddy would be on the phone.
What the fuck? Nah, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Hold on,
Uh-uh.
I'm about to see if I can find it. But yeah, like there was like this um there was like this like marketing thing that they would do where you can call and literally talk to Freddy. They had a commercial for it and everything,
Oh,
bro.
wait a minute. I do remember that shit. They did it with like Disney characters too. With his number where you could call and like talk to Mickey Mouse and shit.
Now that I don't know nothing
I
about
think
that.
I remember something about that back in like the 90s and shit.
Okay, but this one, right? It was 1-900-8604 Fred, and you can literally call it, and Freddy Krueger voice would be on the other line, like trying to scare you and shit. It was crazy. I mean, of course, it was like an automated voice message,
Yeah.
but it was just like I was just thinking back to how creative that was to have that, you know what I'm saying, like that, to use that number as a marketing tool to basically, you know what I'm saying, talk about you know what I'm saying, Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and then, you know what I'm saying, to help the popularity rise of it. And then like I think about how he's done that throughout, you know what I'm saying, basically time. Cause like if you think about it, if you even want to extend it to a top 10, he's got 2 characters in there that are all-time slashers. He got Freddy Krueger, and then he got what's the
Look,
Scream dude?
Ghostface?
Ghostface. Yeah. Like, bruh, like who has that under their belt?
Dude, not only that, but like he has that as a franchise, right? So
Yeah.
he got Scream,
Yep.
when a lot of people thought he was done.
Yeah.
And then when Scream came out in 96, it fucked everybody up.
Did.
But so Hill has eyes, remember? Because he had
Yep.
2.
That's 3.
So it's like now, the Last House on the Left, they just remade it. But
Yep.
like for one director to have that many of them, it's crazy. And
Yeah.
for all of them to hit, you know what I'm saying? All smashes. Like that don't really happen. And so another thing that was dope about the Nightmare on Elm Street joints, which I gotta mention this. So he only directed 2 of them. He
Okay.
directed the first one and New Nightmare, but he wrote and he was a producer for all the other joints, like
Right.
the 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, but what was dope about that, the movie that made us was, so he was having some issues with shooting and stuff because like it was a low budget movie as well, the first one. So guess who he reached out to help him shoot a couple of scenes because there was some payment issues and he had backed out for a minute because he wasn't gonna get paid, and like so it was a whole bunch of shit going on. But this dude reached out to Sean
Spielberg.
Cunningham.
I was about to say like
Okay.
Spielberg and George Lucas. I'm about to say this nigga's the man.
Nah. But let me tell people who Sean Cunningham is. Sean Cunningham is the creator of Friday the 13th.
Genius.
So he actually shot some of the scenes for Nightmare on Elm Street after he did Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th came out, the first one came out in 82? No, 80. Came out in 1980. And then that's another strange fact. Did you know that Jason is basically a ripoff of Michael Myers?
Yeah, everybody know that.
I'm like, yo, this shit is
They the
genius. Like,
same nigga with a
dude,
different mask.
yeah,
Only difference is like Jason is like dead or some shit like that.
yeah. And it's like for to hear a creator just say, like, dude, they got this dude. He did the whole interview. He's like, yo, he said we came up with Jason by the whole. But this is the thing. It wasn't supposed to be a sequel. It was supposed to be the first one. It was supposed to be the mom, and it was supposed to be over because they had two endings. So the first ending was just a girl just sitting out there in the boat in the lake, and then boom, it's over. But then somebody was like, yo, what if we just have a kid come out the lake and pull her in the water, and then it just turns out to be like this dream, and then that created the whole thing of Jason, and that's how. And then they came up with Jason by he said, look, he said Halloween became a hit, so we just ripped off Halloween and just made our guy more vicious, and he was dead. I was like, damn, so you just gonna straight up just say you just stole their idea?
I mean, like, but it was a lot of that shit going on, so I'm not really surprised about that. But I mean, like, yeah, every if you watch horror movies as a casual, you know what I'm saying, viewer, you could tell that Jason and Michael Myers are the same thing. Jason is just like the zombie version of Michael Myers.
Yeah. And then like what I love, and man, look, I'm gonna share something with you and the people. Well, you already know, but like obviously I love cinema. And it'd be great to be able to write a script and do a lot of things like in that nature. But just to see how these people do a lot of the same shit I do, because like I would watch something and be like, damn, I would love to do that like in my movie. So you remember the scene where I don't remember his name in the movie, but when Johnny Depp died, when he got pulled down into the bed and then all that blood started shooting up.
That was Nightmare on Elm Street.
The first one.
It was the first one. The first or the second one, yeah.
It was the first one.
Okay.
And like he went into the bed and then that blood started squirting up.
Right.
They basically got that blood idea and the like where it's originated from is The Shining. Okay. When all of that blood started
it came out the doors and stuff.
It's like that's where he got the idea from, and I was just like, "Yo, like, man," I was like, "I would love to do some shit like that." But man, it's great, man. You would love it, man. I know we doing Wes Craven, but like, we spending a lot of time on that. But like, Scream. People thought Wes Craven was done at this point.
Yeah,
and like for him to come out with Scream and just from where the thing is. Scream is a phenomenon, but I think that people started to get tired of it, which I mean, I didn't. I fuck with all the Screams, to be honest with you. I do think the fourth one though, it's just like, come on, man, you telling me.
But by that time, the hype died down.
Yeah, and it's like
what a lot of people don't remember is Scream. When you say phenomenon, like that's really undercutting it. Like that shit was a little bit bigger than a phenomenon. Like, in the 90s, there weren't too many, especially it came out 96?
96, yeah.
96. In 96, there weren't too many like super scary movies or even having like slashers like that. This was to me, I feel like at least like this was his attempt to get back that classic horror slasher feel. So like, if you think about what Scream was at the time, it had all the elements of, you know what I'm saying, those classic slasher horror movies. It had, you know what I'm saying, the killer that nobody knew what was going on. It had the killer that could catch everybody. Then it had, you know what I'm saying, like and they really weren't even teens. They were like young adults for real. But, you know what I'm saying, they had the young adults, and then, you know what I'm saying, with the youthful look. Then they had you know what I'm saying, all the super suspense. If you remember the music was, you know what I'm saying, right on point with everything. So I mean, like he just basically took that recipe and kind of added just a tweak of maturity to it. And I mean, like it did everything, because I believe the only one that was closest to this was I'm gonna say I remember. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think that came out in 98.
I think 98, 99,
Yeah,
somewhere
so
up in
like
there.
around the time like when Scream comes out, this is the only one of its kind at the point. I mean, at that point in time, it wasn't really too many other movies that was doing it in that classic fashion. And then even with I Know What You Did Last Summer, it still wasn't that same. You know what I'm saying? Like it still wasn't that. It still had some elements missing of it, but this one had like all of the elements of, you know what I'm saying, those old movies. And I think that's what made it so good at the time. And then to come out with a 2 and a 3, and then to, you know what I'm saying, not only do that, but actually reveal who the killer was. You know what I'm saying? Like he threw some things in there that really made it hit, and then it became a real big phenomenon for real. Like that motherfucker hit, bro.
Yeah, man. You know, and shout out to Ben Willis. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned him when I did my slasher episode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like what I what was great about Scream was I felt that the writing was good.
Yeah.
And to put the reason in it, because one thing that really, I ain't gonna say it blew me away, but like it was just, you know, how I am with a continuous story.
Mm-hmm.
In the third one, when not Cotton, well, I forget what the dude name was, but it turned out the dude ended up being a brother.
Yeah.
And then like it was so great for them to go back to the very beginning and started giving you more on her mom, because like all
Mm-hmm.
we knew of her mom was like, yo, she was cheating on her dad. Like that's
Right.
all we really knew. But then to throw the whole factor of like to explain why her boyfriend ended up trying to kill her in the first one was because
Mm-hmm.
his dad ended up fucking around with her and he had video of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I was like, man, I ain't even see this shit coming like at all.
Yeah.
Like that shit just it was just really good. And I think that people don't give Wes Craven his flowers when it comes down to creating the story and make all that shit connect the way that it did. Now, like I
Right.
said, the fourth one, all right, man, y'all need to chill.
Yeah.
And it was just like, man, you telling me this 105-pound girl going around killing people is like,
Nah,
come on.
don't do that.
And then
Nah,
it
don't
ended
do
up being
that.
a niece, man.
No, don't do that, because when I said that shit about
No, I was
Sweet
with
Girl,
you.
okay, I was about to say, because when I did that shit with Sweet Girl, I was getting flack for that shit, man. It wasn't you, but I got some flack for that shit. So
That's funny.
anybody that agree with him, you better not be one of them people that was telling me that old girl could possibly do all that shit. But yeah, man, like he really made that. He really made that like not even just a cult classic, but like really that was like a cultural thing at the time. Like I think that was one of the highest selling Halloween masks at one point in time. And then they even had the ones with like where you could squeeze the little heart at the bottom and the blood
And then
come
the
down the
blood,
face.
man, my son had one of those.
Yeah, they had the glow in the dark joints. I mean, like, I think that's still probably one of the highest selling costumes to this day. Like, people want to be Ghostface. People love Ghostface. So for him to be able to come back with, you know what I'm saying, Scream and basically get back in the limelight of horror in the midst of, you know what I'm saying, coming off of Freddy, with with what he did, you know what I'm saying, with Freddy. Even though to me, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he kind of took it all the way at the pinnacle with Freddy, because Freddie became, you know what I'm saying, a cultural icon too, because they had like the Fat Boys with Freddie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the Fat Boys at the time was one of the biggest hip hop, you know what I'm saying, stars at the time. Or one of the biggest hip hop groups at the time. Will Smith did a song, you know what I'm saying, talking about it's a nightmare on my street. Like, bro, like Freddy Krueger was the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for him to come back and then get that back with Ghostface, they was doing all kind of spoofs about it on, you know what I'm saying, like Mad TV, Saturday Night Live, scary movie parodies. You know what I'm saying? Ghostface was you know what I'm saying, the whole phone
Yep.
call thing. Like he has these moments, and I mean like lasting moments, to where like he has basically stamped his footprint in the horror genre.
And not only that, man, to come out with one of the, I ain't gonna say the greatest, but one of the greatest comma slash horror slash like what field do I want to put it in? Like comedy, horror, vampire movie with vampires in Brooklyn, my guy.
Yeah, another classic. Another
You know what
classic.
I'm saying? And to do that in between he do a new Nightmare in '98. No, wait, not '98. Wait a minute, it wasn't '98. 94.
94.
And then 95 come with Vampires in Brooklyn, and then come with Scream in 96 and
Yeah.
Scream 2 in 97.
Yeah.
Like this dude, man, listen. Vampires in Brooklyn, yo. If y'all have not seen this, y'all need to watch this, man. Like, yo, I mean, don't get me wrong, the graphics are terrible. You know what I'm saying? When my man from different worlds start falling apart. Like it looks
Kadeem
terrible. But, yeah. Like it looks terrible now. But in the 90s, that shit was dope, man. Like,
but it was such a great movie only because, you know what I'm saying, like at the time Eddie Murphy was still, you know what I'm saying, like he was that guy.
Yeah, Angela Bassett.
Yeah, John Witherspoon. Like just the cast alone, and then not even that, just the fact that this is a black movie.
Yeah.
Like for Wes Craven to do something like that just lets you know how great his vision is, because people still talk about this movie and they say that this is like at the top of Eddie Murphy's movie. So I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Once again, he's done some great stuff. Like, and then to find out that he did a year on the Twilight Zone as a director.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, he's really a horror icon, bro. Like, to be directing and writing and producing for the Twilight Zone, which is in itself iconic. You know what I'm saying? Not just in horror, but just in television history. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the greatest TV shows to ever be made. So for him to have even been a part of that just lets you know just how well he, you know what I'm saying, has cultivated this genre in itself.
Yeah, and then I don't know how normal this is, but for also to be the producers on like the remakes of his movies, like the Hill Has Eyes 2, and Last House on the Left. Like, I think the only way to really get it right and to get their vision, because the thing is, I haven't seen them like in full, but I've seen bits and pieces of the first Hill Has Eyes versions that came out in the 70s. Obviously, the graphics are, you know what I mean? They're what they were at that time. But for him to be able to do them in 2007 and 2006, for him to be able to have the makeup and the CGI and all that type shit, to be able to come back and do them, because the ones that came out in the 2000s, those things are awesome. Like, they really are. And that Last House on the Left, like, it's really, really, really good. And I just think that that's dope, man, for him to come back and be a part of the new ones and the remakes. But like, this dude, man, you look at his career, man, it's impeccable. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some movies in there that I don't know.
Oh no, even the ones that weren't, you know what I'm saying, on that level of The Hills Have Eyes or a Scream or Freddy. You know what I'm saying? You still got it. Like you said, we brought up Vampire in Brooklyn. You still got Dracula 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got Wishmaster. You still got The People Under the Stairs. How can we go over that one? I forgot all about The People Under the Stairs. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, People Under the Stairs is a classic. Dracula 2000, that's a classic. Like, he still has these movies that, even though they're not like franchised like the others, they still have that longevity, you know what I'm saying, in Hollywood.
Yep. And like, you know, him being a writer of, you know, Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh man. I know that was like the dream collab right there, man.
It was like, you know, we've always wanted to see like slashers go up against each other. And like, that was really like the first time you take two really, really big slashers and put them put them in the same film,
Right.
even though it was because we did an episode on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
People go back in the archives, man. We got a lot of shit in there. We did a Freddy vs. Jason episode, and I just talked about my disappointment. And now you can see Wes Craven. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. Freddy was whooping Jason ass, man. I ain't like that too much, man.
But Jason kind of got the best of him at the end. He chopped his head off.
He did. So
we thought, so we thought he killed him.
Yeah, and it was just like, come on, man. He's getting the best of him, man. And but yeah, like as far I mean, I know like the new modern guys, like a lot of people like to say like it's probably like somebody like Eli Roth, Jason Blum, man. A lot of people it's like every horror movie that comes out now, Jason Blum's a part of it.
Well, I was gonna say my man M. Night Shyamalan, but nah.
I don't think
Malignant.
Yeah, like I don't think no, he didn't do Malignant.
Who? M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, he didn't do that. That was
I swear he did.
That was your other dude, James Wan.
Oh, James Wan, yeah, never mind. Well, it looked like M. Night Shyamalan did. Because I'm blaming him anyway.
And that's another guy. Look, yes, he fucked up Malignant, but he gave us the Conjuring universe.
Facts.
He gave us the Saws.
Facts.
What was the other joint? He gave us another. Damn, man. Hold on, man. He might be the guy that we could. Because when you think about, look, I'm just saying, dude. When you think about the shit that he was a part of.
Okay, now I will give you Saw, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The Conjuring universe, I don't think that's as big as we think it is. Only because like us being fans of it is different. So you know what I'm saying? We in tune with it, like we watching for it.
Okay. Insidious. He did both Insidious.
Okay.
I wasn't that, you know what I mean?
It was they was all right.
He did Dead Silence.
I'm not a fan of Dead Silence.
Man, what you gave it a guy rated?
No, it was a good movie, but I'm still not a fan of it, bro. I'm sorry.
But like, I mean, and that's what shit that he directed. But I mean, producers are a little different. But like, I'm just saying, man, you know, he was a producer. I mean, this ain't no horror, but he was a producer on Mortal Kombat.
The new one or the old one?
The new one. He was a producer on Annabelle, The Curse of La Llorona, The Nun.
I mean, yeah, that's all the Conjuring universe.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Demonic, I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's Wes Craven.
I mean, he got a case.
I'm not saying he's Wes Craven.
No, I'm saying he got a case. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
he got like the Curse for what it was, bro. The Curse of La Llorona was actually a good movie. The Nun was great. Like to me, I think that might be one of the best ones out of all of them.
Yeah, like I'm just saying for people that you can mention in his realm. Yeah, like you know, those awesome people, man. So we was left in good hands, man. There are a lot of good people, and I think they're getting better because there was a time where the horror movies was like trash, and it's like now it's starting to pick back up. But to have the mind and because like this is the thing, the shit that he done, he created this shit. There was no such thing as Freddy Krueger before him.
Exactly.
There wasn't a such thing as Ghostface before him.
Right.
So and he invented that in '96. So people had time to figure this shit out. You know, so and then not only that, the reason he brought Sean Cunningham in to help him shoot some scenes for Nightmare on Elm Street was because he actually helped out with the first Friday the 13th for Sean Cunningham.
Right.
Like, it's not in his credits, but like, you know what I'm saying? But he went in, kind of helped out
doing
here
some
and
like
there.
advisory work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said like for Freddie and Jason to come out at that time, that had to be a dream collab because like this is, you know what I'm saying? Like this is something that they've been making since the late 70s, early 80s, and then to finally get a movie where both of them are on there. Not only are both of them on there, you know what I'm saying? Like they actually get a chance to have these characters, you know what I'm saying, like go back and forth with each other. Like that had to be you know what I'm saying? Like that had to be like super gratifying to be able to even see that come to life. Because like nobody would have, like, as many times as people have created the scenarios, and if Jason and Mike was to go at it, or if Mike and Freddie, you know what I'm saying? Like we've always, you know what I'm saying, talked about it amongst, you know what I'm saying, ourselves as fans, but to actually have that on film, to actually see that project come to life is totally different. And to me, it's one of those movies that's always going to, it's always going to be in that realm of horror, as you know what I'm saying, one of the great movies. It wasn't as great as it could have been, but it's just because of, you know what I'm saying, just because of the weight of each, you know what I'm saying, franchise, it just made it what it was to me.
True. And now that I remember that, and like, look, I never would have known that if I didn't watch that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to see that he worked with Sean Cunningham back in the day, then he returned the favor and helped him out with that. Now it makes sense for it to be Jason, because like you be seeing stuff where it's like, yo, what if Michael Myers and Jason fought?
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, but like it don't really make sense, you
Because
know.
they're the same,
Like,
they're the same person.
yeah, and it's like now it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. So, man, listen, this dude is a straight up genius. He his work is gonna always be out there. And then the way that he did Freddy, which at some point this like everything can't be remade. Like let's get that out there. Let's get that out there. People need to know this. Everything cannot be remade. What's so difficult about Freddy and what makes Freddy different from everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Well, really, when it comes to the main two slashers, which we already mentioned, which is Michael Myers and Jason, both of them don't talk, and both of them got a mask.
Exactly.
Freddy, he don't have a mask. It's his face, but it's just burnt, and he talks through the whole shit. So it's like you can't really redo it because Robert Englund is Freddy.
Facts.
Like that's all it is to it. There's nothing. There's no way around it. Like you cannot reduplicate Freddy because he was too much of a character.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to take Robert Englund, who was, I mean, really at this time, he wasn't really nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in this one show, but he was like, he was, you know, he was a comedian factor type of thing in this one show. And they, you know, they brought him in because number one, I mean, he was cheap and they didn't really have a lot of money. But at the same time, it was like, this dude, you want to talk about somebody like owing a life to somebody? Robert Englund kind of owes his life to Wes Craven because,
and I'm sure, I'm sure he definitely feels that way. Because I mean, like
he said it. He said it. He was like, "Yo, I'm really." He was like, "I'm nothing without, you know what I'm saying, Wes Craven."
Yeah, I mean, because like even if you think about how, even in movies that don't have anything to do with Freddy or the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, any of that, like he's in those movies making cameos. You know what I'm saying? Like even on TV shows during horror specials, he'll be in like a couple TV shows doing cameos just because he is that iconic actor who played that role. Like, so yeah, like I can definitely see him saying that for sure.
And I know I'm about to embarrass myself. I think it's called a paradox, I think. But what Wes Craven did with New Nightmare, people don't understand how great New Nightmare was.
Right.
Because for number one, it was the 20th anniversary. And then, no, was it 20? No, 10. The 10.
Okay.
10-year anniversary. But to have a movie within a movie and to do it the way that he did it and to switch it over to where Robert Englund was the one that was having like these dreams of Freddy returning. And like, dude, it was just, Man, fuck the bullshit, man. At some point, we got to do New Nightmare, man.
Yeah.
That shit was just it was so good, man. For it was like for me, I can equate it to Halloween in 1978. Glad we gave him his flowers, man. Because now, like when you really look at the work that he's done,
Mm-hmm.
and to have as many franchises as he has, dope, man.
Yeah. Um. Which which one is my favorite one, bro? Was that 3 or 4
That,
with the dream catchers? Was that what they was
I
called?
thought Dreamcatchers was 5.
5.
Was it 5?
That was to me. That was his best work.
Man, look, you need to stop.
You already know.
We're
You
not
already
doing
know
this
how I
today,
feel.
man.
You already know
We're
how I
not
feel about this movie, bro. You already
we're
know how I
not
feel
doing
about
this
this movie.
today.
And listen, and this is and I'm not even joking around. Like I really mean this. Like that's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's not just because of the funny stuff that I've seen later on down the line rewatching it, but to take that story, right? And
Mm-hmm.
to recreate it, you said that was 5?
I'm going to double check, but I believe it was 5.
Okay.
I
But to take
believe.
that story, right? And then to make it 3 different times or 4 different times beforehand. And to create the same scenario over and over again to where it's this guy that nobody can do anything to, nobody can really touch or harm. The only way you can really stop him is to not be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Well, by the time you find out, it's too late because it's only like you and 3 other people left. So to recreating that 3 to 4 times, and then to finally come out with this one to where
No, it was 3. I'm sorry.
it was 3. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so to come out with this one, right, and for people and to have that to where it's now you got a nemesis that he can actually go against. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they found out how to, you know what I'm saying, how they think they could defeat Freddy and everything else. And they actually got something to go against. And then to like kind of recreate that story in a you know what I'm saying, a fresh new way. Like I think that's genius. Because like if you think about it, if you don't know shit about Freddy Krueger and you know what I'm saying, you just scared of shit, and the next you know this nigga pop up in your dreams, what the fuck you supposed to do?
Yeah.
And then you got this, you got this group who finally finds out some shit and they're like, oh yeah, we know how to get at this motherfucker. And then, you know what I'm saying, you bring that into the story. That's dope, man.
Yeah. Or you could do what they did in Freddy vs. Jason, where the people would take these pills and they wouldn't dream anymore. So they figured out a way. They figured out a way to do that in that. But the thing is, it's like what those dudes had to go through to even get that shit, because they was getting those pills when they was in the facility or whatnot. So yeah, that was like, man, this guy is one of the all time greats, man. Like literally one of the all time greats. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. I'm gonna give us, because we usually do a top 3.
Yep.
Man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is gonna be a little harder. Well, obviously I just mentioned one. New Nightmare, man. That's one of them. So I'm gonna go New Nightmare. I gotta go with the first one, man. Like I gotta go with Scream. I gotta go with Scream. Man. One more. I mean, damn, man. Am I really gonna go Vampires in Brooklyn? I gotta. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick with the horror, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go. Hill Has Eyes 2. The 2007 one.
The remake, yeah.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Now, no. Let me go back. I'm sorry. Okay, this is it. New Nightmare, Scream, Last House on the Left, the remake.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that one because that movie was dope.
Yeah, it was. I had that on DVD. So I'm gonna go Vampire in Brooklyn,
Okay.
Dracula 2000. Shout out to Gerard Butler, and then I'm going Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now listen, Dracula 2000, bro.
I remember that.
This is right before like Gerard Butler hit that star peak role. Yo,
Yeah, before 300.
that was a great movie. You talking about because I'm, you know what I'm saying, like when you talk about you know what I'm saying, like when you talk about horror movies, like I like those classics as well, like you know, Dracula, The Mummy, Swamp Thing, which he actually, you know what I'm saying, wrote Swamp Thing in '84 too. So like, you know what I'm saying, Swamp Thing, Frankenstein, like those, I watch those as well. Like I watch horror movies, you know what I'm saying? Like as a kid, I especially did because my mom is big on horror movies. So, you know what I'm saying? So to watch Dracula in a way that he did, like in a weird way, like he made Dracula cool.
Yeah.
Like that Dracula 2000, like if anybody has watched that before, like you know, like nigga, Dracula was never that cool. Even the one that had the Brad Pitt dude in it. Like when Brad Pitt was in one of those things.
Interview with Vampires. The joint that he did with
like
Tom Cruise.
He couldn't even make vampires cool. So the fact that Gerard Butler and I'm saying cool, but women was saying sexy. So shout out to Wes Craven for doing that because that's a tough thing to do. You know what I'm saying? He made vampires sexy before Twilight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, salute to him for that, man. But yeah, man, if you guys get a chance, man, check out something Wes Craven has created. You will not be disappointed. And you know what I'm saying, if you got time this weekend, man, binge watch, you know what I'm saying, some of his catalog. So man,
we don't have a coming soon yet, people.
We don't have a coming soon yet.
Because we were supposed to do this before we started, but we was decided to get started.
Hey man, so listen, this Fright Fest is taking everything over, man. This was something that we came up with. We was excited to do it. You know what I'm saying? As that is the horror, man. So I was like, let's roll with it, and we've been on this. So next week could be a surprise, man. Tune in to find out.
Yes,
next time on Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you follow us on our social medias at Viewer9Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Also follow us on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. Also, if you have a favorite Wes Craven film, if you got a favorite Freddy film, favorite Scream film, whatever the case may be, hit us up on the socials, man, and let us know which one is your favorite. We look forward to that all the time. You can hit me up on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. You no longer have to follow me on IG because I've been shadow banned, so I don't fuck with IG like that. So that I actually might cancel my IG. But you can actually follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Scoots Bronson. And make sure you go buy some t-shirts, man. ovop.storenv.com. That's all I got.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all can find me at s.foster8 on IG and Twitter. Same handle at 28 minutes or less pod on IG. 28 minutes or less on Facebook. Just put out a new pod this week for 28 minutes or less. It was me and BJ. Shout out to her for jumping on the pod with me. I entitled that her podcast is called Murder Be Wrote, so go check that out on all major platforms.
I appreciate that. Was a great name.
I know, man. And I told her, I even said it on the pod, like, yo, the visuals for that joint. Hard, man. I love that.
That was genius.
And you know, I got visuals for this one. If y'all people would rather watch it, it's on Stolen Time Podcast Network on YouTube. So fuck with your boy.
For sure, man. Also, make sure you follow us and on all the socials or whatever social platform you use the most. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. That way you can get updated every time we drop an episode. And yeah, man, thanks again. So with that being said, like you said, Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.